All right, hello everyone. So today is the 22nd Monday, right? 22nd of May. So let's take a look. Now with gold, we had a nice rally down, nice and easy. Yes, last week as well. These were astro hours and it went up there. And I said we'd go to a place where we should swing out for gold. And next week, I said we should be looking for that swing again, which we're going to do somewhere up here, around here. Now, today, the first support is 39, which is 1968.38. And that's your 1968.38 down here, let's say. All right. This is not a bad spot to go in long for a day trade to go up to here, and then we should look to sell again here. All right, so I'm going to move this, take it up there, okay, and this is a zone we should be looking at, right? This zone is a price of 2011, around there anyway. So I'm just going to check if we've got anything around 2011. We've got 46 and 50. That's 2000 and 1990. 46. What about this one? That's 2035. A bit too far out. So 2000 and 1990, right? So now, what have I got? I'm going to take this. This is 1998. So let's move this to 2000. This is 1990, around here. I'm going to get rid of this so we don't get confused with all the others at the moment. 2035 is too far out there. We'll only think about it if we start to break out. Okay, so we should, from here, go up and then look for sells. Okay, you can also, if you're using your ATM, you can also do this. Okay, this is the breakout. So the goodbye kiss should be, should be along these lines, which matches the target nice and easy. Okay, on the weekly, what have I got? On the weekly, we've done the targets last week. So what could we do? We don't have any more targets down here. On the monthly, maybe we'll come down after that. As you can see, 65 there, which was 2073. And as you can see, the highest that was done was 2080, right? So the market sold off right on that line there, that blue line, pretty much. On the monthly, there's a bit more, variance, but at the end of the day, it's pretty close. Okay. So now, should we be coming down, or is this going to be it? Now, the weekly goodbye kiss is at 63 level, 2007. That's a nice spot. Okay. So keeping that 2007, let's get rid of these. 2007 is not a bad idea either. So if the market gets up into 2007, we'd like to be sellers. So going up and then selling is not a bad idea. So if during the astro hours we come back into this zone, this is a nice zone where it'll fill in the gaps. Okay. Going up is not a bad idea. Obviously, the weekly pivot is a place where you got to be careful. Okay, but I suspect if we come down, we should go up. All right, so that's that for gold. This is going to be like a tight trade, intraday, close day, like maybe till tomorrow or whatever. But this is the zone we should get into, and then we'll think about selling again. And then 2007 is just there, so that's pretty good. 2007 is pretty much on that line there. All right, let me just turn this into 2007. Okay, so it's right on there. All right, so that'll be fine. Okay. Other than that, nothing to think, nothing at the moment on this one. Okay. Euro dollar. Now on the weekly, that's a good buy kiss there. 55, 1.0837. Let's put that in 1.08. This was from last week, so I'm going to now move this up into 1.0837. Okay, let's get rid of this. That low level, here's your HCL1, which is going to be 1.0693, which is going to be 0693 is going to be just there. Okay, and then let's get rid of this. On the daily, 41, 1.0839, 1.0839 is here, so it's not a bad spot. Okay, because it's on the daily and the weekly. All right, it's on the daily and the weekly. The other spot will be this line here. If it goes up, we'll have to wait for that one. And that zone is going to be 45 to 49, which is going to be 0870 to 0900. So 0870. Let's get back here. 0870. 0900 is going to be there. Okay. So that's a sell zone. These are sell zones as well here. So where would we think about it? This is a sandwich zone here, so we've got to be careful. The support that needs to break is 35.33, which is 0802, 0790. So if I take 0790, which is there, oh 0802, this is the zone it needs to break for us to continue to go down. Okay, and if I tighten this up a little bit, okay, going up here to retest these levels where they sold off is not a bad idea. It's always done. And this zone is also okay. There's a bit of a gap here in my opinion. Let's take a look. Maybe a slight gap there. So what you'd like to do is, no, not a lot, nothing actually. No, we'll just take it in because it was a high, which is that. We'll mark it into this zone here. Weekly pivot obviously is a good place, okay? But also, remember it's already broken above that and closed above the weekly, okay? So coming back for a retest to go up is not a bad idea. So what you can do is stick around and see how things pan out. And let's see on the weekly if I've got a level there. No. What about this? Let's just do this. $1.0904. 1.0930, 1.0904. That's a bit far out there. Even highs. Let's check out this. Let's not be lazy. There. So what I'm going to do, we've got even highs here, right? So slight going above there, taking out the stops is not a bad idea. So we might end up in this bar here. Okay. Which is pretty close to that 0870. Decisions. What we'll do is this. I don't want to put too many purple zones up there. Okay. This is the first zone where we can think about a short. But because we're above the weekly, when it comes down here, you're going to have to be careful. Okay. If it goes down first into this zone, it's going to be a buy to go up. All right. Because we want to be taking out the stops above this level and also stops above this level here. Right. Because yeah, want to be taking the stops above this level as well. All right. So those are the two options we've got. Break out a little bit and take the stops above there, which are pretty close. I can just do this actually. So it should go above this. Okay. It should go above the purple zone. So don't panic. You can wait. Okay. I don't want to do a purple zone all the way up to here. All right, just too big. All right, because I don't want to get rid of the PSTs as well. So we're going to see how the market goes. It's not a problem at all. All right, so we should come up into this zone on the euro dollar. Okay, and that's the good buy kiss there, which is 1.0848 on the price. And then we've got this level here, 0858. Okay, 0858. And that's it. So it's either going to be up here 48.58, 48.58 as well on the price, which is going to be a bit tricky because we're going to be here at 48 and taking the stops out. 58 is an option. All right. Now it may seem like there are a lot of lines. It's easy. We just wait for the times. Okay, just wait for the times. You can also just wait for these hours and then just let it turn around. You don't have to rush the job. You can do a turnaround strategy like I showed you in the training. Okay, Bitcoin, no, not Bitcoin, US 30. Okay, so let's take a look. It's a new week. That's your good buy kiss there at 52, which is 33,525. 33,525 on the PST. All right, and then on the price, oops, sorry, on the weekly, on the price you got 33,577. 33,577. This zone is your kill zone, okay, which is logical. It's the high of last week. This is nice. You see how the market was going sideways, even highs, goes up, takes out all the stops, retests, push down, sell this week, where the gap fill. Okay, so what we're going to do is take this zone, okay, because that's the manipulation zone there. All right, so any test upwards, you can short down. Let's take a look at the low side of things. On the daily, we should head down where to 40, 33,080, 33,080, 33,080 should be down here. All right, so that's that. So we should head down into that zone, okay? And that sounds logical to me. So selling at the highs, selling at the daily pivot, but it should tick up high, okay? It should tick up high to at least touch that. Okay, and that's a bit too far down. You got to look out for 33,232. 33,232. That's going to be your trade cover. 33,232 is going to be here, right? Let's say 33,235. So this is going to be your trade cover. Why? Because you can see that was the support where the market took off. That's the gap. That's the PST. So this is where you cover your trade. This is a price location. okay? But my opinion is, if we go up, we should sell and we should push into this. This should be a sell. You could sell on the daily as well if those are the hours, or slightly higher up here. It's not a problem. Let's take a look at SP 500, Nasdaq, Bitcoin. Rightio. So on the SP 500, nice fall as well. These are the levels. Remember the hours I talked about last week? Beautiful. Any push up you can sell. There aren't any gaps really here. It's all filled in nice and easy. So selling at Astro hours is okay. If you learned it from me, you would have had 756 today, which is right there. Okay. On your 756 is that one. Okay, and that's your 8 o'clock there, which is fine. 8 o'clock you could have taken down here. Now, we should come down into this zone. All right, all the way in there. That's still valid. Let's take a look at the weekly. That's your resistance 60, 4194. So 4194 is going to be your first resistance of the day, which is pretty much done. Okay, 4194 is there, right on the daily pivot there, pretty much. Okay, very close. So this zone is your sell zone. Okay, maybe in New York it'll do a heads up and sell off from this level where the market crashed down. Okay, which is this zone here. You can take this into account, which is fine. But if you just do it on an Astro hour, and that's fine, really. Initially, we should definitely come back down here into the weekly and the purple zone. On the daily, you can see that's the first support, LCL1, 3,854, 3,800. What do you mean 3,854? Just bear with me. Sorry, 4,174. 4,174. This should be your first support zone. All right. So we've got that, the weekly pivot. So we should head down into this zone. If it goes up first, selling is an option here and there. And then all the way down here is where we should be looking to come down to, which is pretty much 4132 and 4132 is down here. That's the target zone. Okay, into that zone. So I'm going to make this a little shorter. I'm going to do that and that there. I'm going to get rid of this. No need to confuse ourselves. And we should pull into this zone. All right. This is obviously a place where you're going to be looking to cover your trades, to manage your trades. Okay, we do have levels down here, but if we're sellers, right, want to sell, okay, so from the highs want to sell. Remember I talked about this line, and if it gets to one of these lines, I'm really gonna it's gonna feel creepy, but that's it, because these trend lines are calculated manually according to a formula, and it's just weird that it came right into there, and the market closed right under that line. As you can see, it didn't close above it. So any up move we want to sell off. Okay, this zone is still on the cards, guys. It still is on the cards. Why? Because of the gap there. Okay, so don't get carried away all of a sudden. But we want to be shorting on the upper side. If it starts to go up, 4257, 4270, 4257. Wow, that's quite up there. Okay, is there. Never mind. This is the zone. Okay, so if we are here or slightly higher, I'm happy to sell. Okay, SP 500 downwards. You can wait for the US hours for the indices. Nasdaq weekly. This is a good push up again. Let's see where we're heading with this one. Well, that is above the last high there. Okay, So that'll probably take us into that line there. And that's where they should close it off. But that is a bit far, isn't it? 13,960. What's that line there? Is your LCL1 13,896. 13,896. 13,896. So if we get up here, this is your sell zone. Okay. If on the Astro hours it comes up here, like in the New York session, so let's say there. So if we're up somewhere in these price zones, we want to be selling down. This has got room to come down, obviously. I'm going to extend that all the way into there. Okay, this should break this. We should break this. So we should go up, hopefully, sell off, and then come down all week into this weekly zone there. All right. And then that should be coming down into that zone, 67, 64, 13,703, 13,703. This is your first target zone. All right. Which is going to be there. And the blue is 64, 13,658. 13,658, which is your weekly there. Okay, which is your weekly pivot there, which matches your PST. All right, and then that should break lower even that. Okay, so any up move we're looking to sell, basically, and that's it. Okay, from the highs, want to be selling off. It's good to see the market taking out the stops above there, so we should be looking. Any up move, we should be looking to sell off. Okay. And that's basically it. That 80 is a bit far out, 14,172. 14,172. Yeah, I'll only worry about that if we break above this. Okay. So our Astro hours, if we're up here somewhere, won't be selling off. Or you could, I did say here, up here somewhere, but look, selling where they sold off before is not a bad idea, which could be also, that's one level, okay, there. So keep that in mind for sure, okay, because that's a PST level, definitely, okay. But the other places is where they sold off along this line, where you see the market crash down, 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 okay. So if the market goes back into that previous white zone, which is there, at Astro hours, this is also sellable. So if we're in these ranges, you want to be looking to sell NASDAQ, okay? And that's basically it. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, as you know, we're not really having a lot of surprises here. I talked about this level here as well. You've got some head and shoulders here, as you can see. Market broke down, retest, push down. So we should be coming all the way back down into this zone and even beyond there, in my opinion, anyway. Right. That's a good support level for this week, 53, which is 26,452. 26,452 is where you want to look for support. And that's going to be 26,452 here. So we should come down into this 26,452. So we should pretty much break this level, okay? We should come down here and break that level, and that's fine. Okay, that's your daily and weekly. You can see the market went up sharply, and now we're probably selling off from where they sold off here. The last manipulation here was, let's check it out on the 15-minute chart, would have been That's one before the sell-off is this one pretty much. Okay, so this is the zone there. All right, there. So not a bad idea. The weekly pivot also, if it comes up into an astro hour, you want to sell it down. I think, like I said, okay. So basically we're shorting as usual. So this I've been talking about it for weeks. I don't think there's anything much to add. Like I said last week as well, when the market goes up, I think at astro hours, your technical analysis as well should give you selling option. That's that, and that's the 15-minute chart there. So any push up into this zone is sellable where they sold off. Is there a gap here? Let me just check out PST levels. Look, if you're using the 8 a.m., you would have sold that yesterday, right there on the line. That would have been on there yesterday. Okay, so if it goes back up again, I think selling is an option. And what's that on the daily? 46, 27, 180, 27, 180 is there. All right, so if it does get up there as well, you can also sell there. And that's basically it. Your first target is an HCL1 line, 26,300. 26,300. So we should break that. Come down to 26,300. All right, into that zone. And then we should sizzle down further. Okay. And that 39, like I said, we should get back into the 20,000 zone. And that's where we should be heading towards. Okay. All right.